Hey there, Chad here. Thanks for joining me. This is News Tower. This is the final release of News Tower, at least the most current. I guess they've been adding some, updates to it here and there a little bit. But it released about a month ago. I had done a series on it. Actually, I think I did 2 series on it while it was in beta. It is now launched. It is different. I don't know everything about it just yet. I am looking forward to finding out what some of the things are that have changed. Right now, we are in our first month/week. Weeks and months are interchangeable in this game. We run a week and that counts as a month. And we're looking to print our first paper. We have only the ability to do 3 stories because I have not yet purchased the final, a second module, not the final, but a second module for the printer. We are ready to advance this story. Oh, this is the one that had a new award, and there it is. So we have a new thing that we can place to improve efficiency, and we're going to do that right away because the one we just got is important. I love getting this one early. It is the metal slug tray. We're going to come down here to, I don't think it's reporting accessory. Yeah, it's going to be a production accessory. There they are. The metal slug trolley. This helps your typesetter and your assembler. It gives them a +1 in their skill, which means they do their jobs faster. And what we can do is drop it between 2 of them, and you'll notice they both get a +1. So this allows you to put typesetters next to assemblers in different rooms. Right now I have them next to each other. Typesetter, typesetter, assembler, assembler. Really, you could mix and match because this bonus applies to both of them. We'll put this one over here. It's listed twice because it applies to typesetters and then also to assemblers, but nonetheless, we would be able to do what we need to there. That last print module is $1,000. I don't think we're going to have 6 stories by the end of tomorrow to print, so we're going to hold off for now. Still kind of getting our bearings. We'll get a couple of stories in the hopper and ready to go, and they'll be able to be used in the following week. If you skipped my first episode, the one thing I have noticed is their comfort is a huge, huge factor, more so than it used to be. It's always been a factor, but it is exceptionally more critical now. So I'm feeling uncomfortable, and we need to figure out why. I don't know why that would have her uncomfortable, or that, or that. So we're going to want to see if the text tells us. What's the log say? That is the log. I'm feeling uncomfortable. We can look at her condition, and it might show us what's bothering her. Well, she's doing okay in these things. She's not vision. She's got a bathroom available. Stat is okay. Stat is okay. Stat is below threshold, loss of concentration, influenced by the environment, decays in red. Yeah, I don't know why she's not happy with the environment, though. What we could do is add a plant. Sometimes a work plant makes them more comfortable. Put it on her desk. Maybe that'll help. Maybe it won't. I don't know, because I'm not sure what the problem is. It doesn't look like it's paper. It was kind of pointing to these couple of spots. We have sound dealt with. We're not seeing that as a problem. No heat. So hopefully it's a temporary thing and it'll improve. That's what I'm going to go with. And one other thing we can do, we can put a plant in the bathroom as well. That helps a little bit too. And if it really becomes a huge issue, we can put the painting. You only get one of these, though. We get several of these awards over time, but you can only place one of them, and that can become an issue. And it's listed twice, but it's really only one, so that is something to note. But if she continues to have issues with where she's sitting, we might make other adjustments. For now, we're going to go back to the normal view and let her rip. And hopefully we can figure out what's bothering her. Okay, we're going to fast forward. They're throwing paper on the floor down here. And he'll come over and clean it up. But in the meantime, we can also put a trash can right about there, and that should help too. He will empty those for us as necessary. And as we can see, we just had 2 reports come in. So they're working on those, and they might be done in time. We're about to get a story. There it is. Entertainment. Well, we have 2 entertainment reporters now. That's great. Stefan and Carrie. I don't really have a huge choice in which one I'm going to do. I do like to play with the numbers for leveling up. You do want to level up your people. It makes them more efficient at their job. Both of them are identical. There's nothing different in them. So we're just going to go with them. Takes away a sports reporter is what it does. So, and we're going to fast forward. Another story. And it's a sports story. Well, we're going to send Serge out on that one. And this is one where there will be an award of an item when he's done. It is a boxing match. I am almost certain this is going to be boxing gloves, is what we should see once he's done with that story in 16 hours and is ready to turn it in. Okay. Fast forwarding, and we might come to Sunday before anything else happens. Up. There, that story is ready. It is. Roll the presses because it's Sunday morning now. It was boxing gloves. We didn't get to see them, but they're there now. So I'm pausing the game for a moment so I can show you that. If we come in here to reporting accessories, there it is. It's the one that has the exclamation point because it just added something. Here are those boxing gloves. And what we would do is for $100, we put those above the sport reporter desks, and it gives them a +1 in their ability. Now, if they were next to each other, we would only have to place one. Since they're not, we'll have to give them each one, so it costs 200. Those do become important. Don't feel like you have to micromanage it right off the bat, though. You'll kind of get a sense for when you need to improve that some. And it's Sunday. Now, we don't have to put the newspaper together until the very end of the day. And right now, we only have 2 stories that are ready to go. The stories that have the circles going, they're not complete yet. So if we look at this, it looks like it's in progress. And if we unpause, it'll tell us it still has 3 hours before it'll be ready. Well, the good news is it's like 2 in the morning. It's 3 in the morning now. So plenty of time for this to complete. Once it's complete, there's nothing that keeps us from going ahead and grabbing it. Down to minutes. And that is now done. So we now have 3 completed stories that are ready to go. And this one even looks like it's done now. There's a 4th story. That one is not ready. It's got quite a ways to go. It's not even done typesetting yet. So this probably has at least 12 more hours. And then this one's probably still being reported on. Now the reporting's done, but we haven't even started typesetting yet. So there's really no reason for us to wait to the end of the day, except we could pick up new stories to start working for tomorrow. So maybe we go ahead and do that. I tend to run it to the 11 o'clock hour here, and then I'll go ahead and do what I need to do. Gives you the best options. So right now the time is, come on, it's 11 p.m. Good time to print our papers. We're going to come over here to printing, and we will click that. Now this is a fun little puzzle part of the game. I absolutely adore this. First of all, the titles of these are strictly for story and role playing, story building and role playing for you. Mickey Mouse makes comic debut. It also gives you kind of some historical perspective of the time frame, right? 1930s. So the idea here being we want to build a paper that people want to read, and there's a way to know what that looks like. We're going to minimize all of these, collapse them all. There we go, all of them. I want to collapse you too. Let's try that again. Collapse all. Collapse all. Okay, well, it's going to keep that bottom one open. That's fine. It is not ready. It's still spinning. We can't put that story in our paper. What we want to do is maximize the readers. And the readers are determined by a couple of things. First of all, this times 3 is hard to miss. Anything we drop in here, all of its values are tripled. Okay? So these little medals or attributes, I guess, tags, they tell us about the story. This story is economics and politics and society. It has 3 tags. If we drop it in the times 3, it will count as 9 total tags. So we're going to drop it there. Okay. And so it would have had a readership of 5,000 because of that. And we've tripled it to 15,000. That's the number of readers because of that have been added. Now, the idea is you try to maximize these. Some of these tags will end up being silver or gold in color. Some of them will have a ribbon, which is these influence points that you can spend eventually right here. We don't have any yet. So there's all sorts of ways that you might want to build this out and how you would assemble them. One of the important things to know is any page has 3 articles, and if articles have matching tags, it increases the scores. So these bronze tags, there's 3 of them, they count for 2.5 each, and then we tripled that. So that would be what, 7,500, and then times 2. I'm not sure what the times 2 is, but it gives us to the 15,000. Yeah, that's a little confusing. I'm struggling to quite figure out how that math is working. 3 tags should be times 3, right? It's a times 3 tag. I'm not sure why it's a times 2, but nonetheless, you get the idea. Content placed above the fold triples in value. Yeah. Oh, it's okay. It's this value plus the 2 times. That's what it's really trying to indicate. Okay. So there we go. That's what we get for that. Now, if we match tags, do we have any right now? We will have a politics tag here. If we have a second politics tag, it will add 2,500 to the readership, and that shows up here. So we have a politics here. That's a bonus. And then this one is going to have crime, and crime matches here, so it's going to be another 2,500. Plus, it's an additional new tag. You'll notice this is up to 5 tags total. Well, we're going to drop this over here, and now there are 7 tags. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The uniqueness is important, but the matches are what give you the extra bonus right here. When you have matches, tag combos, boom, those go up. It doesn't matter if you have duplicates or don't have duplicates. You just get the number that are on here is what impacts this. So if you have 5 on here, that's a great article to put up here because you're tripling the 5 tags. If you'll notice right now, our total readership would be 17,500. If I flip these 2 stories, it's going to go down. It didn't go down. I'm sorry, that was the wrong number. It was this 32,500. But if we put it back the way it was, it's 37,500. We gained 5,000. And that 5,000 is due to the additional tag being tripled there. Lots of math to think about. It makes sense after you played for a little bit, and it will make more sense. If we had multiple pages, we could turn pages by clicking here. We could also drag, and it would bounce us around. But we don't. Next time, we might have that. These are basically just some auto settings to let us know that everything is okay. I've never seen these be a problem. Well, actually, that's not true. The printer can be broken. You need a maintenance man to fix it. You can't print if the printer's broken. And if you don't have power, you have a problem too. That's manageable. The printer is complete, is whether or not you have the conveyor belts attached. So it's in good shape. We could run this. One other thing I want to do is this slate has 2 sides. The other side isn't as important early game, but it becomes more important that when you start to get the ability to do ads, your ads are driven by the types of stories that you have for the different advertisers that might be in the game. And so this is a way to kind of pay attention to what's happening there. Total revenue that will be made when printing right now is $1,125, and that has to do with the total sales and the news price. Eventually we get the ability to change the price. Not something I've ever really done. I think that the best way to increase your revenues is to increase readership. That's what you really want to be striving for. Turn that around, and then how do we actually print the newspaper now? Well, we hit start, and it gives us this guy, and we get to yank the mechanism that starts the printing. Now, one thing to note, and this took me like 5 minutes the first time I played to figure out, this thing will come to set, and you let it go, and nothing happened. What? Well, the thing is this lever has 3 positions, not just 2. You go to set, go. Now I drop it. It starts printing. It rings the bell. Everybody wants to hear the bell, right? Get to see the papers go ripping through. And there it is, 37,500 sold. I'm leaning towards what they are leaning towards. Okay, that's good. Guess there will always be some crime to read about. That's probably true, unfortunately. So our earnings overview, we earned no influence. We didn't do anything that got us influence. That's normal for the first week. And then this is our expenses. So we made a certain amount of money, but we lost $800 because we had to pay people. That's why you do want to keep your staff small when possible, particularly early. That's why I haven't hired a maintenance guy. However, we're going to need to hire a maintenance guy. So we're going to go ahead and leave the recap. This is our total money now. This takes us to the city map screen, and we'll want to talk about this for a minute. After each week is completed, you'll come to this map, and you have the opportunity to move into new areas of the map. There are, I guess, 3 kinds of things here. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's 3 kinds of things. You have these, you have these little nodes. Williamsburg. This is like a neighborhood, and there are potentially 2 subscriber icons is what it is, that they'll become loyal subscribers. I think that's how it works. When you complete what they want. And we'll see how that, well, when we click on it, it tells us they want to see a sports story and they want to see a crime story. And once that's done, we will have locked up Williamsburg. If we come over here, they want an entertainment story and a society story. And then this third one is probably, hey, look at that. It's the other 2 of the 6 types. So we always have a direction we can go. As you work through these, you'll get to ones where there are more complex requirements, and some of them aren't just the basic story labels like crime. It'll be some of the subsets of crime like gore or heartbreak, things like that. It'll be added, and you have to complete all of those to lock up that neighborhood. Once you've locked it up, you get some influence points. That's the long and short of it. Influence points are important because you spend them on this screen. Looks like there's 1 type of building. There's technically 2. This is our headquarters. I'm not counting it. When we come over here, we eventually can get to this building here. This is the Mariners Harbor Firehouse. And once we have unlocked, now we don't have to complete it, but once we have started working these guys, we have access to this. And at that particular place, we have the ability to buy these things, an obituary desk. That gives us a type of story we can run. We can do, oh, this is where the big fan is. This is really, really helpful for those areas that stay too hot. 2 influence points will unlock that, and then we can build it. This also gives you the wide light. So instead of just the single light bulb light, these are more like fluorescent lights that are hanging down. Okay, so once we've completed one of these guys and then one of these guys at minimal, we'll be able to access that and buy those with influence points that we've earned. Okay, there's several of those, the art gallery, the Ritz, and I don't know what the, so some of these you have to complete other things before to let you get to them, and that is kind of new. I haven't seen how that works just yet. But there are another kind of building here that is a little different, and these are buildings that will, maybe it's those that have exclamation points, come to think of it. We will see. Like the Photo Academy doesn't have an exclamation point, and it's things I can purchase. But this guy, Veterans Camp, yeah, so it's another. Okay, so we'll learn a little bit more about that together as we get to those. But some of these buildings are like this one, the Mafia Hideout. And what they do is they offer you additional missions. Now, we're not to them yet, so we don't have an option yet, I don't think. Do we? Maybe we do. No, we haven't built to here yet. So I don't think we have the option to work with them. We have to complete at least one of these to have that option. But what will happen once we've done that is they will give us story. They will give us demands on what they want in the newspaper, and if we meet them, we get rewards. We also earn favor with the Mafia, which, okay, you get to decide. And then they have a polar opposite, and that is the mayor, and he lives here. Now, again, we're not there yet, so we can't really work with the mayor. But when you do something that the Mafia likes, the mayor doesn't like it, for example. And so you kind of have to balance that to make sense for how you want to play the game. A few other things to know about if you're new to the game and you just don't know how this works. The union office here, I thought it was that one. No, I'm sorry. It's the Industry City Harbor. This is where you can get additional print modules. They get expensive. You spend influence to get them. And that's just to be able to build them. But we can get up to 6-page modules is what it comes down to. So 18 articles per week. That's where that is. Up here, there is an elevator. and that helps with the stairs. It makes traveling up and down a little easier and faster. What else is over here? I don't know what that is. There's one other one that, the police station has the ability to get the security station, and this helps keep mobsters out of your newspaper. If you make the mob mad, they send people to break stuff. Yes, that's what happens. So you'll want one of these eventually to kind of help mitigate that from happening. There's a lawyer up here somewhere. I think it's probably in the courthouse. You can hire a lawyer. The lawyer helps you settle lawsuits that are filed against you. There's a few other things like that. There's like a sports desk on one of these where you can get sports stories. That's not it. Results desk, baseball results desk. So this one will create sports stories for you. Things like that. And we'll want to unlock those as we can. For now, I don't know. I feel like our best bet is to maybe let's do this one. We have an economy story happening. There's a very good chance we'll get a politics story. We'll just select that district. We've locked that in. That's the one we're trying to meet their desire. And then we'll go ahead and just advance. We are in a new week. I'm going to pause. And one other thing that's new on this screen now is this icon here. And if we click it, it basically shows us the things that we're supposed to meet this week or have the opportunity to meet to improve what is happening on our city map. It's basically these two things. It's just represented there. There you have it. This icon means we've got a story in the works, in the drawer. Started saying something and reading something else. Don't have any of these. You do have a little bit of influence over the basic story types. Let's take a quick peek at that. When you go to this up here, the globe, you can click these to try to influence prioritizing those kinds of stories. You can prioritize more than one, and it will try to find those stories. So when you want to do, I'm not even exactly sure, maybe like a ribbon cutting is one of them. A grand opening, I think is what it's called. Those are usually associated with economy. So if you need one of those to come up to complete your neighborhood tasks, you might want to prioritize that, and you'll have a better chance of getting them. That doesn't mean you will get them. You just have a better chance of getting them. Some players like to have a whole bunch of telegraphers, and they really sift through their stories. I tend to do all the stories that come in, and I don't filter things out, and I use fewer, at least initially. As we get to more of the mid-game, I will have the seats all filled, and we will probably change that tack just a little bit. Okay. Well, this is going to be the end of this particular episode. We'll pick up here in the second week of the Sounding Rocket newspaper in New York City in February of 1930 in the next episode. Thanks for joining me. Until then, fair travels.